Russell Wilson being traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers has set the entire NFL world on fire, and fans everywhere can hardly believe what just happened. This is one of those blockbuster moves that changes the entire landscape of the league, and it's got everyone talking. For weeks, there had been rumors that the Steelers were looking for a proven veteran quarterback to take them to the next level, but nobody expected it would actually be Wilson. After spending the last couple of years trying to find the right fit at the quarterback position, Pittsburgh has finally made its statement. And what a statement it is! The trade immediately sends shockwaves because Wilson is not just another quarterback. He is a Super Bowl champion, a future Hall of Famer, and a proven leader with a history of winning big games. For the Steelers, a franchise that has always prided itself on toughness and tradition, bringing in a player like Wilson signals that they are not just trying to compete, they are aiming for another Lombardi trophy. It's a clear message to the rest of the AFC North and the entire NFL that Pittsburgh means business in 2025. Fans in Pittsburgh are already buzzing with excitement, imagining Wilson in the black and gold, commanding the huddle at a Krisher Stadium, and bringing a spark to the offense that's been missing in recent years. Many believe this could be the missing piece the Steelers needed, especially with a roster that already has strong defensive playmakers, a solid running game, and young talent at wide receiver. Wilson's experience and ability to thrive under pressure could be exactly what elevates this team from a playoff contender to a legitimate Super Bowl threat. On the flip side, this move also raises questions about what Wilson still has left in the tank. After all, his time in Denver was rocky, and critics have questioned whether he can still play at an elite level. But sometimes a change of scenery is all a great player needs, and Pittsburgh may just be the perfect landing spot. The Steelers' culture, coaching staff, and hungry roster could reignite Wilson's career and remind everyone why he was once one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in football. The reaction around the NFL has been a mix of shock, excitement, and even a bit of fear from rival teams. The AFC North is already one of the toughest divisions in football, with Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow leading the Ravens and Bengals, but adding Russell Wilson into the mix raises the stakes even higher. Steelers versus Ravens, Steelers versus Bengals. Those matchups just got even more must-watch than before, and fans across the league will have their eyes glued to see how Wilson adjusts to his new home. This blockbuster trade will be dissected for weeks to come. Analysts will debate whether Pittsburgh gave up too much or whether this is the move that puts them back into championship contention. But one thing is undeniable. The Steelers have just made the boldest move of the offseason, and they've given their fans hope that this could be a season to remember. Whether you love or hate the move, you can't deny the excitement it brings. And for Steelers Nation, this is a moment that feels like the start of something big. Russell Wilson's arrival in Pittsburgh feels like something straight out of a movie script. The Steelers, a team known for their smash-mouth defense and gritty culture, now have a quarterback with championship DNA walking into their locker room. For a franchise that has been searching for stability since Ben Roethlisberger retired, this move feels like a complete reset. Fans who have grown restless watching the team struggle with inconsistency at quarterback can now dream of a proven leader taking charge. Wilson has built a career on his ability to extend plays, throw deep bombs, and make clutch decisions. And the Steelers believe he can do it all over again in black and gold. The excitement around the city of Pittsburgh is electric. Local sports radio has been buzzing non-stop, with callers debating how far this team can go now that they have Russell Wilson under center. Some believe this instantly makes the Steelers contenders for the AFC crown, while others caution that Wilson still has to prove himself after a shaky stint in Denver. But one thing is certain, the energy and optimism around this franchise hasn't been this high in years. Season ticket sales, merchandise, and national spotlight games are all expected to surge as fans rally around their new quarterback. On the field, the pairing of Wilson with Pittsburgh's young offensive weapons could be a game-changer. George Pickens, with his athleticism and ability to make contested catches, might finally have a quarterback who can consistently put the ball in the right spot. The Steelers' running game, powered by Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, will benefit from Wilson's mobility and play-action ability, opening up new lanes and opportunities. Add in tight end Pat Freiermuth as a reliable target, and suddenly Pittsburgh's offense looks balanced and dangerous. This trade also has a ripple effect on the Steelers' defense. For years, Pittsburgh has leaned heavily on TJ Watt, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and the rest of their defensive stars to carry the load while the offense sputtered. Now, with Wilson potentially bringing stability and scoring power, the defense won't feel the same pressure to be perfect every week. That balance between offense and defense is what makes championship teams, and the Steelers might finally be closing the gap between potential and results. Nationally, the reaction has been just as explosive. Analysts on ESPN, NFL Network, and countless podcasts are already speculating on where this move ranks among the biggest trades in recent NFL history. Comparisons are being made to Peyton Manning's move to Denver and Tom Brady's shocking decision to join the Buccaneers. Both of those legendary quarterbacks went on to win Super Bowls with their new teams, and Steelers fans are hoping history repeats itself. Of course, there's also skepticism. Critics argue that Wilson's best days are behind him, pointing to his declining numbers and struggles in Denver. Some believe Pittsburgh took a massive gamble by betting on a quarterback who has already endured so many hits and years in the league. But others argue that Wilson's leadership, work ethic, and experience will outweigh the risks. He's always been counted out before, and time after time, he's found ways to prove doubters wrong. This might be his last chance to do it on the biggest stage. Inside the locker room, this move could completely change the culture. Young players will now have a Super Bowl-winning quarterback to look up to, someone who understands the grind of an NFL season and what it takes to reach the pinnacle. Wilson is known for his relentless preparation and positivity, traits that could inspire the entire roster. For head coach Mike Tomlin, having a veteran leader like Wilson to partner with could make game planning smoother and bring a new level of confidence to the team. The AFC North, already stacked with talent, is now even more competitive. The Steelers have been fighting to keep up with Lamar Jackson's Ravens and Joe Burrow's Bengals, but with Wilson, they might not just be catching up. They could be ready to overtake their rivals. Rival fans are already taking notice, with some Bengals and Ravens fans flooding social media to express their concern about facing Wilson twice a year. Rivalries that were already heated are about to reach an entirely new level of intensity. Financially and strategically, the Steelers made a huge statement with this move. It's not just about bringing in a quarterback. It's about signaling to the rest of the league that Pittsburgh refuses to stay in the middle of the pack. The front office showed boldness, aggression, and a willingness to take risks, traits that often separate champions from predators. This is the type of move that redefines a franchise for years to come, regardless of how it pans out. As for the fans, the image of Russell Wilson running out of the tunnel at a Krisher Stadium for the first time will be unforgettable. The crowd will roar, the terrible towels will wave, and an entire city will rally behind the hope that this is the dawn of a new era. Whether this ends in heartbreak or glory, one thing is certain. The Steelers have injected life, hope, and drama back into the NFL conversation, and all eyes will be on Russell Wilson as he begins this next chapter of his career.